What's up, sports fans? I'm Rene Garza Jr.,
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
and welcome to another episode of Tailgate 956, a show that covers sports across the Valley and the Lone Star State. Now, before we get started on today's jam-packed episode, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics on all their social media sites and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville. Good old Browntown.
B-Town.
Beeville. Wait, no, that's another place.
Now I'm thinking about Dr. Seuss down.
Right. Oh, man. Well, my brother.
How much time is there left?
In today's baseball countdown, we got, Scott, 8 days, 5 hours, 42 minutes, 46, 45, 44 seconds, and counting, baby.
I can't believe time flies.
No, I know, definitely. And you know what, man? I can't wait. I can't wait. I wish it was tomorrow.
And they're just sharpening them tools.
Oh, I know. And you know what? Like the Houston Astros, I feel that, despite the players that they lost, they lost during this offseason with Neris, Stanek, and Maton, even though that they gained well with Hader, of course, but everyone else, they're tightening up. And some are saying, oh, man, they lost out on Snell. Not necessarily, because he was asking way too much to be on the team. So, like, being seasoned and asking that much, calm down. Calm down, Chief.
What would you have said maybe yes to, or what would maybe to go ahead and keep him?
Well, he apparently he had said he had lowered from what I read, that he's like, he's willing to negotiate the contract lower, but what he wanted lower was practically nothing that he wanted to take it off from his original price. So they passed on him, and the Giants signed with him. Well, good luck to them, but I feel that the Astros are better off not signing with Snell and just focus on what they have right now, tightening up everybody's arms, getting healthy, getting ready. Right now they're playing against the Marlins, and the last that I've seen was the bottom of the second, and it was 2-2. It's all right. Like I said, spring training, sharpening tools. I'm looking forward to it. And Michael Brantley, apparently he's mentoring the youngsters there and everybody else. So, hey, who knows? He might become the batting coach for the Astros. And if that's so, yeah. Well, I'm saying the Astros are going to go postseason.
Already.
I'm not saying that because I'm biased, even though I'm rocking the hat. Okay, I'm a little bit biased.
Because you can see the potential.
Yeah. Since last year, since last season. Yeah, they could have made it. And this is me just viewing it as a fan of baseball. You could tell those injuries, the little mistakes. Is just they got burnt out. Something wasn't right. Something wasn't tweaking right. And I felt that it was cause of that, because they ended up not going to the World Series and lost against the Rangers. Although I'm not disrespecting the Texas Rangers, they're a solid team as well. Actually, yeah, but they're World Series champs. Come on. And here's one thing that a lot of teams that I feel, and even the MLB, they kind of like, okay, the World Series happened last year. The Rangers won, but they're done. It was a fluke that they won. Like, hold on there, man. Those guys played their hearts out, and they won. Put some more respect on that team.
No, you can't. I'm sorry, but you can't say that. They're series. Yeah, they're series of games. So you know what I mean. I would say the closest thing would have been, honestly, the closest playoff game that was actually the Texas team. Yeah, that you could probably say with a fluke it could have been either one of those teams, because either Houston Astros or the Texas team, because of the Rangers only won by one game, and they were back and forth on that.
It went down to the grind. It went down to the whole. They all played their hearts out.
Exactly, and even then, like you said, they played. That's what I was gonna say. They played their hearts out, because it was a tough game.
It was,
and then they didn't win by one or two. They won by 3 games, right?
Yeah. It was 3-3. Yeah, to the end, it went down to the grind. It went down to the grind.
No. I would definitely say no, not a fluke.
No. So hopefully it'll go down to the postseason as another Texas showdown between the Rangers and the Houston Astros, which I'm looking forward to. I know they're gonna battle throughout the whole season, because there's going to be a couple of series that they're going to go throughout the this regular season when they face off against each other. Heck, we're going to even go see them.
I'm really interested on how they're gonna go ahead and start.
Yeah,
how they're gonna play, how they're gonna go ahead and loosen up and sharpen them tools, because I'm really excited to see them play.
Especially with the new strategy, new manager. Let's see what they bring to the table this time.
Exactly.
And I feel that's going to be good. I honestly feel that the pitching has gotten pretty solid. Although yes, Snell would have been a great grab, but what he was asking for, it wasn't that price for me. That's just me.
No. I mean, everybody. It's a business. Everybody has a price,
Yeah.
And sometimes you might ask too much. You know what I mean? In that case. But they if you feel that they made a good decision, I kind of see I see your point.
Yeah.
I mean, too much. I mean, they could use it somewhere else, and you never know. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. And speaking of reason and playing their hearts out, the UTRGV baseball team rallied the valley, my boy.
Yes,
ooh, man, those kids. Although they did lose a series against Seattle, it's all right. That last game, they proved that they're not a team to mess with, because they won to 11-0.
They look like they use that as ammunition.
They use that as a statement. They're like, all right, you won, but guess what? The next time we go up against each other, expect these kind of scores. Expect these 11-0 scores. Man. So yeah, I'm looking forward. Believe it or not, they're playing today against Incarnate Word, if the weather permits. But yes.
Hopefully, and you know what? I see another win, because they beat them last time too.
No. They had lost against that one. That's the one we were watching. They were like,
that's the one that they lost by one, right?
Yeah. They had gotten up. They were losing by 3 runs, and then they lost by that 1 run. Remember that?
Ooh.
Yeah. So it might be the vengeance one. This might be the vengeance one.
I spell payback.
Yeah. They're out for blood.
Yeah.
And then they go up against the Grand Canyon University. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's going to be a 3-game series that our boys we're hoping to win, which they will.
They will. I mean, they're showing that they got a lot in the tank.
Definitely in the tank. And speaking of tanks, San Antonio Spurs.
Well, one mini tank, maybe like the Tesla tank, the Tesla car, a bulletproof car.
Speaking of tank, that season.
Talking about Victor, I mean, why don't you just call the team Victor?
Right. Although, as we're going on to basketball, Victor Wembanyama, like, he has broken records for being a rookie and what he's done. Phenomenal. That kid's been playing his heart out, despite the team losing, despite all the whole controversy that they don't pass him the ball, or him getting injured and people saying, "Oh, he's skinny," they bully him, blah blah blah. The kid plays his heart out, and he's broken records, and that's a statement right there.
That's a star in the midst of all this that the Spurs are going through. Everything that's going on with them, I mean, that's just the bright star.
No, future Hall of Famer, definitely indeed. And I'm saying, I know it's too early, but you know what? The way he's playing, I do not doubt that at all.
He's a great player, great person.
No. But unfortunately, this season's it's cooked already. And whoever they might draft, or whoever might be a free agent this offseason, this NBA season, hopefully he's a point guard and somebody to help them sharpen up their game. Get the Spurs back on track and be one of the top teams in Texas.
At this point, I would ask you, in your opinion, do you feel now more that maybe it might be a best opportunity to go ahead and move pieces around, change pieces?
I believe so. Yes. I believe it's definitely they need a point guard. They need to trade some people. They need to see how they did during the season. And from there, see who's available that wants to come and play in the great city of San Antonio.
Oh no! I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are eager to come and play with not only with the Spurs but with Victor on top of that as a teammate.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like maybe they got. I mean, just with the potential that they got with Victor, what he's shown, despite this season, maybe we'll work around that. Maybe work around him.
Oh, definitely.
I know this is not a one-man team. There's other people there, but I mean, if you build, I think maybe the correct chemistry is maybe going around with the mix of Victor in there as a main ingredient and work around that.
Yeah.
It was too early for me to say even at the beginning, even though he was a great player, but I really see potential in them building a great team if they build around Victor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Around his focus point on scoring, being able to go ahead and do things, and I'm definitely need a point guard.
Yeah,
definitely. I agree with you there. Even from the, I think mid-season we started saying the point guard needs to be go ahead.
Yeah.
It's a need to be.
Despite the way the season started so like positive. You're like, all right, the Spurs, let's go. They're guaranteed to go to the playoffs. Man, that did not age well. That comment did not age well.
Those Spurs.
But to go on to a less bitter taste, the Houston Rockets, they've been keeping up. They've been keeping up.
And solid week.
Yeah, solid week. Very solid week. And I think they're 3 games behind the Golden State Warriors?
3 games behind to go ahead and take over that spot for them to be in the playoff picture. And 4 to beat them. And they got that opportunity tonight to go ahead and be 1 game ahead of 1 step closer to that opportunity.
And hopefully they do accomplish that, because I know they're a solid team. They're a solid team, bro.
No, they are.
And we see that as well as in Madport with the RGV Vipers as well. Yes. We see that as well too.
We see that. I feel like you got something last time, but you're right. Houston, it's like, man, one's doing bad, one's doing good, and then the opposite turn around.
Yeah.
And you see that because right now I see Houston this week was a successful week, and the Vipers are kind of going
a little bobbly
right there.
They're consistent, but there's a little bumpy.
Yeah, I think consistency is not a bad thing, but it's not also a good thing right now. This close to the end of the season, you want to get those W's and not fall far behind. You don't want to play catch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Houston, I mean, we still got a far away from the end of the season.
Yeah.
A couple of good amount of games left, but you don't want to be in this. You want to be on top. You don't want to be on playing catch up.
No. And definitely, if they can win these next 3 games, and was Golden State Warriors to lose their next 3?
They need to go ahead.
Then the Rockets, the Rockets don't need to lose these next 3 games. They need to dominate and go above and beyond.
They need to. Well,
if they want to see the playoffs, if they want any chance of seeing the playoffs.
You never know. Another team could be the one to fall, and they just fall straight down behind.
Whoever falls,
you know what I mean?
All I need is the Rockets to keep winning. That's all I want. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, and it could happen. I mean, they went. They're winning. They're going up. They're playing positive on the wins loses ratio.
Yeah.
Between these last 2 weeks, they've been doing pretty well.
I'm like, finally, there's a breath of fresh air. Finally,
yeah. They're making it happen. But you know what I mean? Like I was just saying, just don't play the catch up too late.
Yeah, that's all. Hopefully, it won't be too late for them to get to the postseason, to the playoffs.
Yeah. Now, I guess the question is, Golden State. Do you think they'll fall behind?
Ooh, that's a pickle, because that's them. There's been a couple of games they've lost horribly. Like that one game they lost at 80-some points to the Celtics. I don't know what happened there.
What's going on?
I guess the team got mad at Steve Kerr and be like, we're not gonna play for you, coach. I don't know what happened, but because that's Golden State. But yeah,
they got tired of that Curry. Yeah.
Either way. They got tired of that curry. That's a good one.
Why is it so spicy? Hopefully you got that. But yeah, I mean, they've also had a tough season. I mean, I would consider that a tough season for them.
Yeah.
I would consider it a tough season for them too. They've been through quite a bit.
Yeah, but the Rockets, I have known that they prevailed so far this season. They keep themselves on top.
I do see that they're the more dominant team.
Yeah,
they're a more dominant team
compared to other seasons that they were lower on the in the Western Conference.
Because I feel like the Rockets are more complete. I mean, they've been dealing with some injuries, but I think they're a more complete team.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, when they're when they're back up, all health, all players in,
Yeah.
either way. But even at that, like I feel like even with their backups, they're actually doing pretty well. Even this last, like I said, these last 2 weeks, and this is they've been fighting pretty amount of injuries this couple of times.
Yeah, definitely.
Couple of games.
Yeah. So hopefully business will pick up when it comes to the city of Houston and the Rockets.
Hopefully, we see both of those teams in the playoffs, their perspective.
In the perspective playoffs, Astros and Astros. I'm not even worried about that.
Astros, Vipers, and the Houston.
Oh yeah, all yeah. But when it comes to Dallas, the Mavericks.
Well, they're in the playoff picture. I mean, they're in seventh right now. They're in they're seventh place on the Western Conference. They're looking to be good. Things. I mean, we're set to play a certain team, but changes during the week.
Yeah.
I mean, we still got a long way to go. But the point is, we're on number 7. We're on the board.
They've been red hot. They've been red hot. They've been red hot.
Actually. Yep. Keep as long as they keep those positives, and they're still 2 games down on the Pelicans. Dang, man, Pelicans. What are they feeding them, boys?
Yeah, I know. New Orleans, out of nowhere, the Pelicans became like a real great team. But
I know. I mean, just amazed on their persistence of just staying ahead of the Mavericks.
Yeah.
I mean, I really did think that they were gonna go ahead and beat them this week and catch up to them.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if they're consistent on their W's, we need to be consistent too, because if we fall behind, then we're just gonna go ahead and get further and further, and we don't want to go ahead and we got Houston right behind us.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful because they're winning a lot too. So
who I'm afraid of falling behind. Speaking of falling behind, staying consistent, the Vipers, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, they dropped down to 8th place right now, but with tonight's game against
the Austin Spurs.
Isn't that tragedy?
That's why it's a win already, guys. Yeah.
Well, with that, they can push them on because they're 1 game short. The Austin Spurs are 1 game short, so that's the only reason why they're on the ahead on the board. So if we give them their loss, we could jump to 7th place and stay consistently there. I mean, honestly, and I say consistently there, say from last week.
Yeah.
But honestly, they're 1-2 games away from being 3rd place.
Yeah.
To jumping all the way up. They're not far. It's just that they need to get those W's.
Yeah. And I feel they will.
Yeah.
They will.
They got the players. They got the team.
They got the players. They got the team. Definitely. And they need to win these next 3 games here in the Bird Ogden Arena. So if you're in the mood to watch a great basketball game, guys, head down to the Bird Ogden Arena and watch the RJV Vipers dominate on that court.
Support them, man.
Yes.
This is a big game,
especially tonight. And the next 2 games are going to go up against the Bay City Lakers as well.
Oof.
And so let's give them the business.
Oh yeah, them Lakers.
Yes. Let's go Vipers.
We need to.
Yeah. Now, before we get on to the NFL, the football side of business, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics on all their social media sites and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville. Now, football. Foosball. Oh, indeed.
At this place, we might be better off playing foosball.
The Houston Texas, brother.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, they've already put their pieces together. They did what they needed to do. And the only thing is that last time, I was like so surprised. Singletary.
Dude, that when you sent me that night, I was like, no. I researched. He left to the Giants.
I don't know what
the Giants.
I don't know what went on there. What do you think happened there?
I have no idea.
Do you think that they were probably gonna put him in as a second back? Maybe, and he wanted to be maybe he wanted to be first back.
No, I honestly feel that he chased that check.
He did it for the money.
I think he did because, oye, pal mejor, pal peor, literally.
Yeah, well, I mean, they went there. I mean, the Giants really.
Giants? Yikes! Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just lost Barkley, man.
Yeah. I guess he's gonna be the answer to Barkley and whatever.
I mean, can you feel? I don't know. Can you feel them shoes? I feel Singletary. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's because it's so hard because Barkley has a lot. He's prone to injuries. Dare I say it, Singletary? I mean, he did a lot this year. He did a lot.
Yeah.
He got Houston wins when they needed, especially without CJ.
Yeah,
that was a big win against Tennessee. And man, he played his heart out.
That was a phenomenal game. That was a good game,
man. And he carried that team, man. Yeah. He carried it. I mean, he ran. I mean, sorry. I mean, I'm really astonished and I'm really disappointed with that loss.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was lost. I was shocked. I was disappointed. That man, why not stick with a team that you were doing great with? That you see they're doing even better, getting this off-season free agencies, tightening up. What's there in New York? What did they offer you? Did they offer you a price in the team? Like, did they let you call the shots or what? What's going on?
I mean, I would have liked to see what they offered him.
Of all teams, why the Giants?
Well, let me tell you this: the Giants would have been very, at this point. What's the proper word? I mean, they would have probably overpaid him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he chased that check.
Yeah, I mean, Giants would have, overpaid him, trying to look for a solution to Barkley.
Yeah,
look into a solution period because their passing wasn't that great last year.
No.
Jones really surprised me last year. I mean, their quarterback Jones really surprised me. I thought he was a very good quarterback. He looked like a rookie. I mean, worse at that.
Yeah. But you know what? It's okay because the Texans, they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. They cried a few days. You know what? Put on their big boy pants, and they got Joe Mixon.
Well, let's see if that. Hopefully, that's the answer to it.
I feel that's the answer because like the offensive line, bro. Let me read you the offensive line of this upcoming season. C.J. Stroud. Need I say more? Joe Mixon. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, who, by the way, is making phenomenal progress on his recovery, despite that season-ending injury when he broke his leg. Ooh, that was still hard to watch.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. That one is a tough one. I mean, I wish him the best. I wish him, but hopefully he can play the same.
And the one, the only, the D Schultz, Dalton Schultz, the D man.
Hey, what's going on with Schultz talking smack? That boy better keep your lips tight.
Well, you know what? The reason why he probably talks smack is because he wasn't treated well with Dallas.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he felt like like they kicked him to the curb, but I mean, nonetheless, I don't know whether it was bad, mutual, whatever. I mean, he's in a team right now. He should be happy because they're doing great, and they're doing
great. Yeah,
I mean, right now on paper, Houston has their pieces together with the exception of running back. No. My opinion.
Oh,
now,
drafting,
my opinion. Now, that's not far from it because they got a lot the draft. I mean, one position to fill is not bad.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's good because they got almost all their pieces together. I will say, dare I say it.
Yeah,
they've been doing their homework. They've been doing what they needed to do. They vacuumed up. Those free agencies. You know what I mean?
They did.
I mean, they did great. I mean, they did. I give them an A+ for their free agency picks.
Well, with this defensive lineup too, because they tightened up that defense. What we're talking about with Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, Deco Archery, Malik Collins, Aziz Al Sharir. Sorry, I butchered that name. Christian Harris, Derek Stingley Jr., Jeff Okeduka. Tell me that doesn't sound like a solid defensive line.
I'll give you the defensive line. They did really good actually, especially against Jacksonville. Uh, I think what needs more work is their linebackers, if anything.
Yeah.
I guess more and more in the conditioning because they need to keep up. Like in that game, they had Lamar Jackson against the Baltimore. I mean Baltimore Ravens. What am I talking about? They had Lamar Jackson. What they needed was more. You know what I mean? I felt like they needed to stick with him. I think that they just got tired in that case, and that's why. Because they had him in first half. It was a tight game, man. They could have won. I felt that Houston could have won that game.
No, they could have. They could have. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay because they went the distance. They went the second round on a team that had a lot of injuries. You know, they had it was a Cinderella story. So I'm thinking this next season, and even that with the grading that they gave them, like of this free agency, they got an A.
No, yeah, definitely.
It's an A.
Free agency,
it's an A.
Definitely. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, and Dallas got an F.
Dallas didn't even get a grade. They didn't even do the work.
They slept in on the free agency.
They didn't even do anything. I mean, God's sake. I mean, we're ending the season. Everybody knows we needed a quarterback, but that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So maybe draft one if hopefully we did. I mean, if they were even planning on to. But with the lineup that we had, all we needed was a tank of a running back. Answer was there. Derrick Henry. He was there. Okay, now we got rid of Pollard. We got rid of two of our offensive linemen. We got rid of Gallup. I mean, we're falling more. We're going in the wrong direction.
And Tyron Smith.
Two offensive linemen. One of them being one of them there being Tyron Smith. I mean, still the other one, Bias. Also, we're looking to go ahead and try our luck with the draft or center. I mean, he was doing pretty well. I mean, as a replacement, as a backup, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. My question is, they're going. I feel like they're going the wrong way. They're going a different way. We just needed one piece, two pieces, in fact, but one piece because I knew they weren't going to do anything about Dak, and now it looks like a building year. Well, what's going on? I mean, what's going on?
It is looking like that, like a building year, which is like concerning.
And this shouldn't be a building year. It shouldn't have been. What are you doing? Last year was a good year. You flopped it up.
Yeah.
But you got the players already. All you needed was what's it called? Derrick Henry, a tank. You know what? And I wouldn't have left it up to the draft. I mean, last year we didn't get any draft starter, and none of our drafts were starters.
No,
none of them.
No.
Now we're expecting to fill at least minimum of 4. Minimum of 4. Well, I mean, sheesh, Kwesu. And then on top of that, our defense is more intact than our offense, and it's looking like they want to go ahead and look at draft picks for per linebacker. That's a heavy burden to Vander Rush. Big loss.
Yeah.
Tremendous loss. I will say tremendous loss. But I would focus on our offense because our offense is what's going on. What's going on in our offense. Then again, I don't know. I mean, we'll see because on paper, for the past 4 years, we've looked like the most dominating team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Great, best, running back, best receiver. We've been the best at everything, all that. Top offensive line. Defense also on that say so. And then here we go on the playoffs. Boom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is what some players need to step up. Step up to the plate, become a star. Not just start with a star, become a star, and dominate. And maybe we'll take us. Maybe this is a year because it's looking to me, at least at the start, like a bad year.
Mm.
Like Dallas is gonna have a negative year.
Mm.
That's what it looks like. They look like they're gonna have a negative year. But I've said that, you know what, they're gonna look a very positive year in previous years with their roster, and look.
Yeah. Although there's been some prospects that have been standing out. There's one in particular that has caught my attention that Dallas should keep an eye on, and I heard they are. Jonathan Brooks of the University of the Longhorns of the University of Austin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one problem with
Mm.
that. The problem is we only got about, I think, 5 to 7 picks.
Ooh. Well, hopefully he's one of them picks.
The problem is,
hopefully the other teams pass him over.
We're doing. That's another thing. We've been consistently doing so well in the regular seasons that that's what affects us now on picks. That affects us a lot, and you see now we're feeling it. Now we're feeling it, and you know what? That's the bad thing about, also dominating in the regular season but not producing in the playoffs. You don't have that stretch, that luxury of saying, you know what, we went over here, we went third round, we won, or even a Super Bowl win, would get you a good stretch. Now, okay, we got time to go ahead and take it easy. We got to relax 1 year, and you know what, start looking for picks, rebuild. Then we'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
because even then, I mean, 4 years. I mean, 4 years of 12-5, I believe. 3 years consistently 12-5. I think the other year was like maybe 11-6. I think the other year puts us in a bad place for draft picks.
It does. It does. But hopefully that specific player does not escape Dallas. Hopefully Dallas can see him, recruit him, and bring them into their ranks. Or into the fold.
Well, firstly, let's see if they look the right way, and not, because the last thing we need, by this way, I can see that they need a running back. So let's hope they do get a running back. And draft, because that's the last chance that they have, because the picks. Because we definitely need a running back now.
Although the offseason is still long, hopefully, maybe somebody might, still up in the air. Maybe free agency, who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe coming up to draft night, maybe something might happen.
Yeah.
Something might happen. But I hope that Jonathan Brooks ends up in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because his stats were phenomenal.
I mean, free agency pretty much looks like it's done for right now. I mean, that's why it's. I don't think there's any more prospects out there. So yeah, we're just. I mean, honestly, I don't see anything there. So we'll go ahead and wait and see if hopefully they do draft somebody good in the draft. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the only thing we got looking forward to.
Yeah, but I can honestly say though, without a doubt, and you're probably gonna be like, but I'm gonna stand on that hill and die on it. I feel that this next upcoming season, the top team in football between the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans, I feel that the Texans are the team of Texas, the dominant team of Texas.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Man. Look at the lineup and look how well they performed.
Well, I'll give Houston, like I've been saying. I mean, for one, they got CJ. For one,
definitely
they got CJ. That's a big head start. Compared to Dak, yeah, I would take CJ over Dak completely. That's one thing. That kid's talented. On paper, they're doing their homework. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Free agency, they got an A+, like I said, and apparently, so did critics. A lot more critics, a lot of commentators. Also. So, and I agree with that. I completely agree with that. And they left their picks to go ahead and prospect picks to go ahead and for them to learn, to go ahead and put where they want. I mean, honestly, the only thing I would, like I said, I feel that they need running back.
Yeah.
I feel that they need a running back. So, yeah, draft a running back and focus on that. And I think that they're in a good position considering, I mean, in the regular season, because of their regular season, I think they're in a good position for picks. Yeah. Even though they went the second round, like you said, it was good for them to go ahead. They showed off in the playoffs, and they also are in a good position still to go ahead and draft picks. And like I said, running backs, all they really need.
Mm-hmm.
The other spots they can go ahead and focus on, which I would focus on making sure they have backups on offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they have a great line,
Yeah.
I mean, offensive linemen, defensive linemen are also on both sides. Offensive defense are prone to injuries.
Yes, definitely.
So and that's another thing. Like Tyrone Smith, they let him go, and I mean, yes, okay, they would have, yeah, whatever. He could have been a very accessible backup. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He
Yeah.
would have been, for the same reason.
Dallas did mess up on that.
Yeah, because of that. I mean, I did read though that the reason why they let him go is because he was gonna get incentives already for playing, not for what he did, but for playing.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll get that. But hey, you know what? If he did, having him as a backup, so you have needing somebody, I would rather have Tyrone Smith than God knows who's gonna go ahead and be there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I might meet my words later on during this. Maybe they draft the most amazing,
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I could be eating my words here. Yeah, I could be eating my words here. But either way, I stand on that hill that the Houston Texans are the top team, the top football team this upcoming season for Texas.
Trying to take America's team title for their boy.
I didn't say America's team. I said Texas team. Hold on. Hey, I'm a Cowboys fan too. Don't like that. I'm not. I'm just saying the way it's looking and the lineups. And the way they've been working behind the scenes,
on paper,
I can honestly say that the Houston Texans are Texas teams.
They're well, I'll tell you, they are ready for next season. Mm-hmm. We're far from there,
and the evidence is there. So I'm just saying.
No, I agree. The Texans are more complete right now. We're right now. God knows where we're at right there in building.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go ahead and see. I mean, let's see what the season holds. I mean, like I said, I might be like, oh my God, Dallas is horrible right now, and then they show me up, and for whatever picks they got, or like you said, or like I was saying, earlier, that maybe somebody steps up, becomes a star instead of already being a star and focusing on who's a star already right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes the players grow and they show up when they need to, and hopefully we're probably gonna need a lot of that. So hopefully, in Dallas we have a lot of those players.
Although, like I did send you that post that Dallas made that they re-signed with Dowell, and this is just me. You say he's secondary, but maybe they're gonna focus on him now being the main one, main guy, because of the way he performed last year. Which, by the way, he did great. He did great.
I will say he did great. I don't think he got as much reps as he should have. I don't think he got enough reps as Pollard did when Zeke was there the previous year. But they were comparing his success to Pollard's year as succession with Zeke. Do I think he can fill up Pollard's position? Yes. Yes, and not as a starter though.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, they're good. If that's their plan, they're making the same mistake again without learning from their mistakes.
Learning from Tailgate.
Exactly. Like they that's all that's gonna tell me is that they didn't learn from the mistake. Because yes, Dowell looks like a very good incoming running back. He had a great year catching and catching and throwing, catching and running the ball. He's throwing passes out there. I did not see him block. I don't remember. I can't for the life of me. I'm trying to think. I don't think he'll be a good blocker though, too, because of his he has his height, to deal with. It's a little bit, there. I guess that's why they also didn't really put him at pass blocking.
Yeah.
But he was a good catcher, receiver, and running the ball. He did good, but I don't think for number one running back. No, we're back to speed. Now we need a tank. Now What I did hear is
Okay.
Zeke being in the mix to go ahead and come back. Now, as much as I would love it, because we don't got nothing right now.
Yeah,
I would definitely want Zeke over, a draft pick that God knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I might eat those words later on if that would have happened.
Yeah.
I might eat those words, maybe not, but I would love him as a safety net. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I have him as a backup.
Yeah, I would love to have Zeke and Dawo together might make a decent running game.
That combination makes more sense.
That's
why I said like they might put him as like the starter.
Yeah,
and if that's true about the rumors about Zeke, him coming back, well, you got your your Jedi Master and your Padawan. A little Star Wars reference, guys.
As much as I wouldn't love, I don't think Dawo should be a number one running back. I would agree with the speed of putting him as a running back and Zeke running those tough yards. Yeah, I would definitely see that positively, and together they might make a decent running team. Make us a decent running team.
Yeah,
make those yardage work. And make that running game work for us. Now, I don't see it because of Jerry being too. I don't think he's too good on welcoming back players.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Jimmy Johnson's in the fold, so hey, things are different now. Like here's another thing. Hear me out. All these weird releases and tradings and them not getting anything. Something's going on in the land of Oz, and in Jerry's world, as a saying goes. Yeah, something's going on in Jerry's world. So who knows? Maybe that might be true.
Maybe Jimmy Johnson's whispering on those ears.
Yeah.
You know what? It is true. It's something that I've thought about. I mean, hey, I know last year, like I said, there was no starters. None of our drafts picks were starters. But I mean, like you said, Jimmy Johnson is in the fold this year. Maybe his voice, his decisions could lead to another trio.
Yeah,
another trio in a different way, in some way, or three. Diamonds in the rough. You know what I mean? Even if they're not prospects right now in the NFL. Since we're so far behind on our picks, we're gonna need those diamonds in the rough because we're so back in the draft. I will say that we're gonna need him to do what he did back then, and I mean he made it happen back then. Hopefully he can do it again.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope so too.
Let's see how much in the fold he is.
Definitely. But like I said, once again, maybe that might be, but I still say, and I still stand by that the Texans are Texas team.
As of right now, yes.
They took that mantle. They took that throne. The way it's looking right now, that's the way it's looking.
Right now, on paper, yeah. On paper this year, yeah, because Dallas in the paper this year, no. And they had to do was one player.
That's why I say that. That's why I say that.
The positive roster.
That's why I say that.
But bueno, they went. I mean, they didn't even take any steps forward. I can see. They just stepped back.
Yeah.
The only thing that they could add, honestly, not in free agency right now, but there was talks of Diggs.
Oh, Stefan Diggs. Really?
Coming in over here. He does not. I know he doesn't want to be in Buffalo.
Yeah, not anymore, though.
Since last year, there's been talks of him not wanting. So if we add that, that's going to be another weapon on the other side of Lamb. That's going to be a good. Our throwing game should increase. Let's see if that can make that happen.
Yeah. Well, hopefully so. If the Stefan, believe it or not, their grading will go right back up and be like, oh, okay.
Having Cooks, Diggs, and what's it called, and Lamb,
Mm-hmm.
and then having the other digs on defense. Oh man, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, dynamic duo.
That would be crazy, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That'd be crazy. That would be crazy.
That
So
would be.
I mean that I would that would make me a little happy. That would be taking a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they're just stepping back, and I don't know what they're doing. I hope they're winding back to fly forward.
I hope so. I hope they get him, because that would be a great snag for Dallas.
That would be.
Yeah. Although, like, that they'll look like Buffalo dismantled team. Like,
I know. I'm very surprised and shocked about Buffalo.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
Very shocked.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah, but hey, hopefully we get the best of them with Dallas.
I guess we'll see. I'm very excited. I think our first step is looking at the draft.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I guess we'll see. Now put those pieces into play and see what they got to offer. But yep. But yeah, I'm a little excited, but I'm a little disappointed still. So we'll see. I guess we'll from there.
Let's see what happens in the NFL draft, man. There's still hope. There's still hope. Or maybe contract negotiations that we don't know about be going on behind the scenes. Who knows?
I mean, Jerry.
Who knows?
I don't know what was it with, because of this year too. He made a lot of 1 year contracts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do believe that this year in the hot seat is I'm sorry, our coach.
McCarthy.
Oh. Sorry, I couldn't get McCarthy. I think he's in the hot seat this year.
Both him and Dak are in the hot seat.
As much as I put Dak in the hot seat, Jerry Jones goes there and puts him in the water, ices him down. I put him there every week.
No, but they're both already towards the end of their contracts. Because from where they didn't give an extension.
Well, he still got 1 more year.
That's what I meant. Like, they didn't give an extension.
Last time they waited also last minute.
Mm-hmm.
They waited until the end of his contract to go ahead and I guess prolong that, but that inevitability, I guess, in their mind, because in my mind he should have been gone last contract.
A long time ago.
He had a successful, I guess, year, but only because he did the minimum that any quarterback should do, is get the passes to the receivers and not throw interceptions. And look at the success that he had. Well, we'll see. I mean, I guess if anything excites me about this year is that there's big changes coming in, big changes that look like they're coming in, because it's do or die this year. Yeah. It is. It really is. A lot for a lot of those players. Maybe Dak. I hope Dak is. I hope you're right. I really do. But as much as I always thought, oh no, Dak's gotta go. I mean, he already had his chance. I mean, I do hope that Jerry does put him in the hot seat himself, and also, I mean, our coach, because we gotta get those. We gotta get those wins.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think I think in our players are right now. Everybody has put in and done their part.
Yeah,
I think everybody's doing good. Although Parsons has a big mouth. I mean, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, I think Dak Prescott's brother has a big mouth. Well, has a bigger mouth. You see, he's just sad.
That's other stuff. Yeah.
Going into Parsons, he does have a big mouth, but at least he owns up to it and he plays his part.
No, he backs it up. He backs it up.
Yeah,
he backs it up.
But I mean, because of him, we won games. He's a difference maker.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Dak's brother, he's just being like he's backlashing with the fans.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, take him if you want him. Take him. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah.
Take him. Yeah. He doesn't like you. Do you think he'll be happy elsewhere? I'll tell you this much: if Dak leaves and he gets a chance to play with any other team, the success will be. I see it less than half what it was in Dallas.
Yeah. So kind of like Russell Wilson with the Broncos, kind of.
I will say, but at least he didn't. He didn't have the talent that he has. That Dallas has. Yeah. And I will say on both sides of the fields. I mean, you would say a quarterback would have it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would have the last thing you would say. I mean, Russell Wilson would probably have will be in paradise over here if it would have gotten him.
Yeah.
I mean, could we get him? Should we get him? I don't know at this point. I mean, it's just too much stuff, too much right now here on his plate. I think too much. There's too much media around him right now.
Yeah,
maybe a year to cool off might be a good thing. Maybe next year,
or probably early retirement. Who knows what go on with Dak Prescott?
Oh no! Well, I'm talking about Russell Wilson.
Oh, they're talking about Dak.
No, 1 year. Dak's probably gonna. I'm pretty sure he's gonna fight for another to stay with us or to go to another team. But Russell Wilson, if he stays another year, past another year.
Oh no, he went out. He went out with the Steelers along with Justin.
No. Yeah. But let's see how he does because Steelers were not so hot either.
Ooh, oh, that's true.
Steelers were not so hot, so let's see if he doesn't retire after this year, or make him retire. Make him retire because you know what, anything can happen. I mean, anything can happen. Injury, sheesh. So that's the last thing he needs. I don't welcome that.
No. I hope not. No player.
I hope he stays healthy and is able to show what he's got. Russell Wilson's a good quarterback. So
definitely. Well, before we go to our final segment of our show, here's another shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics on all their social media sites and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville. And it's time for our favorite segment of the show.
Let's see.
Ponte pilas, arneses, mijo.
The well deserved.
Well deserved, yes, indeed. So what would you want? Good news or bad news first?
I always like bad news starting and end with good.
All right. Well, you know what? As we were talking about it, we talked blue about it. The Ponte Pilas award goes to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep, they definitely need to step it up.
Yeah, they fell horribly when they rank when it comes to football, and a successful team that they have been. And this past season, they did great up to that last game, which still, me as a fan, has a sour, bitter taste in my mouth. And I finally understand the pain that many Cowboys fans say that this is our year, and then we end up coming short. And I could probably speak for a whole bunch of other guys, and other guys have seen this team can say, you yourself included, that we're tired of the way this team has been performing. We're tired of this team not taking advantage of the free agency, and something needs to change and get some new players, either in the draft or hopefully some contracts are being worked out. But something needs to change this season. Otherwise, they are a laughing stock as a football team in Texas.
Well, they're that's what they're doing, and that's what I kind of disagree because what's it called? That's what they're doing. They're trying to mix everything when they had to compete. Because I feel, and yes, I'm disappointed in their losses, but I'm not disappointed in the whole team itself. I'm disappointed because the decisions that they're making, which is Dak.
Yeah,
because who lost us that game? Dak. Everybody else, I think everybody else was firing. Everybody was doing their part, doing what they needed to do, and they did pretty much for the overall well. It's just that the constant negative factor was Dak. So I will say they need to make something needs to happen. Which is, I already know what it is, Dak, and that's why I guess I'm mad because they stepped 3 steps forward, backwards. They stepped backwards with getting rid of the people that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Or at least, the top of the line shouldn't have been.
And I agree with you. That's what I said. Ponte pilas. Instead of addressing the main problem that they had or whatever was going on, they get rid of players that we're doing the team good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, this shouldn't have been a building year.
Besides Pollard, but that's just my view. I feel like the only good thing they did is get rid of Pollard, but that's just me.
Pollard was the thing is that they just needed an addition to put him as a backup, as a second back, and right now we just got rid of him. Yeah. It's like that's the only bad thing. I mean, yeah, that really didn't really okay, it could affect me, but you okay have a replacement for him.
Yeah,
at least. Yeah, at least. I mean, you didn't get anybody in the free agency, in the draft. It doesn't look like we're there's good prospects out there, but it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to attain any of them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless let them in the rough.
Yeah,
but
I say Jonathan Brooks. That's just
no. He's great prospect, but I'm pretty sure someone's gonna pick him up before we can. I mean, there's other teams that are looking for. Running backs, Houston included. Yeah, Houston included, and they have an advantage. They have an advantage over us to getting him faster than us.
No, yes,
and sooner. So this wasn't a building year. I mean, I'm devastated over the loss, but the problem is still there.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not too eager. I hope you see we'll make changes, big changes after this year. Hopefully, big changes come.
Yeah. Well, that's why I gave him the big old stinker of que se pongan pilas.
Because they need to.
Yeah, because they need to.
At this point, there's no choice anyways.
Yeah.
They already did that.
But I am happy and proud to say that the Esos Mico Award goes to the Houston Texans, the Lone Star States team. The one that took the throne from the Cowboys.
Hey, on paper, calm down. Let's see when season
the reason why, because they lined themselves up with some killers on that offensive line and some killers on that defensive line, and with CJ Stroud leading that team, come on, man, they're Super Bowl bound. They're Super Bowl bound.
Let's see. Yeah. They're on paper. I'll give you on paper right now. They're doing great. They're heading a positive way.
Despite the loss of single-digit living, despite that loss, they filled that void real quick with Joe Mixon. So I'm standing by that they are the Lone Star States team. The Houston, Texas, ese es mi hijo, Rene Garza Jr., Tailgate 956, stands by that.
Let's see if they can keep the title.
Oh, boy! How many more days till starts? How many days till kickoff? I didn't get a timer for that too.
Well, the next grading will be a draft pick. So
yeah, that'll be the next grading.
Let's see where we go from there, and that's going to be another grade on both. Hopefully, Dallas can pick up on that because they definitely did not pick up on these free agencies.
Well, my brother, it has been one great show, and we thank everyone that's been watching it with us. Once again, I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And we'll see you at the next tailgate. My brother, let's go catch the rest of that Rockets game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends was telling me that he's a real big fan of our show, Javier Zapata. Woo. He's a real big Cowboy fan, man. Shout out. Yeah. Javier Zapata's a real big Cowboys fan. Shout out, Javi. Yeah. But man, you know what? I'm gonna move for some wings, man. Let's go get some wings. Wings. Wing-a-ding-ding.